Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Tasha from Tasha's Creative Corner. I know I've been missing in action for a little bit, but I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. I got a promotion at work and I'm now an assistant principal, and I just had to balance my time to be able to find my time to craft like I would like to again. I have a craft show coming up on Saturday, and so I have a lot of merchandise that I need to make and get done. I have but 1 week to do. So one of the items that I wanted to show today is how to do. This is hand done, and this is the wood grain. So I'm going to be doing a couple of these because I know Father's Day is coming up, and this last year was one of my best sellers, and so I am going to go ahead and show you guys how I get this look accomplished. All right, so what we're gonna need, we need the tumbler, and this here is I use a 20-ounce hog mug. So that's what I use. Oh Lord, that sounds falling down. But I use the 20-ounce hog mug for this look here. That's what I get it. And then what I did is I sanded down and I spray painted it. I do not have time to go through the whole step, but I'm telling you what I did. I just took white matte paint and I spray painted on the mug. I do not remove the handle. You can remove the handle if you want to because they have some screws inside, but I do not like that. I prefer to have the whole look. When I'm done, the whole thing looks wood grain. So I'm going to show you how I do that. All right, so what you're going to need for this here, you're going to need alcohol ink, and I'm using the Tim Holtz teak wood, and then I also have the latte. So you could do a combination of colors. Sometimes I see, to get the desired look. So the teak wood is a darker color, and the latte is a lighter color. You do not have to mix colors because most of the times I don't. And then what you need is a brush. So I have a specific brush that I use for alcohol inks. Um, and so you can do this here. Now with alcohol ink, just like it suggests, to clean your brushes and stuff, you can put, or to like lighten your colors or reuse if you want to get a little bit more, you can actually just clean this up in alcohol. That's why it's called alcohol ink. All right. So it dries very, very quickly. Alcohol ink dries very quickly. So I'm going to show you. It's very quick to do. So what I do, I start and I take, let me set it up so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. Give me 1 second. Okay, so because it's alcohol ink and this is very liquidy, sometimes it tends to spill. So what I'm going to do is just put down a piece of paper, craft paper, burnt craft paper, on the surface that I'm using, just so that it doesn't stain my desk. But even so, even if it does get on there, like I said, it's alcohol ink. If you spray alcohol on it, it usually would take that away. It will clean it up. You could clean up the alcohol ink with the alcohol. All right, so I'm going to begin. So I'm opening up my alcohol ink, and all I do, trying to see if I could do this at an angle that you guys could see. I put like a line, and alcohol ink dries very quickly. So you want to make sure that you're coming in. And that's all I'm doing is going up and down in a straight line. And it's starting to give that wood look. But then one of the things that I also do is that I come back in, and this here will give some texture to the wood because you don't want to have any white parts. So what I do is kind of let it dry a little bit, and then I kind of manipulate it because I don't want the whole thing to disappear. But I kind of manipulate it, but I make sure that I do strokes going up and down to maintain that pattern. So it's okay to go over it. That's going to give it a little bit more, and I kind of sometimes just let it go a little dark, and then I start to just spread it out with the brush. So you see you still have some white pieces there. I'm going to show you how I'm going to come back and get that. So, but I try to come down in the lines, trying to make sure that I'm giving enough space for it to. Now if I'm doing it, I'll do it the long way. I'll keep my stripes in the same direction. And you just kind of have it look. So now you're starting to see it look like the wood grain. I'm back coming in sometimes with the color again, and I let it dry just a little bit, so that way I get a little bit of dimension when I'm going in there, because real wood is not perfect. But I'm going to keep it in the same direction. And this is what it's looking like so far. So I'm going to come over this way. I don't really want this to run. So sometimes this can happen. I'm trying to angle it so you guys can see. I'm left-handed, y'all. You see how this hair came a little bit lighter? I don't want it to look like that. So all I do is come over it again, because alcohol is moving. You can, once you put it on there, because it's alcohol, you can manipulate it some more into the places that you want it to. And like I said, I like some parts of it to be a little bit darker so that I can see. But that's what it looks like. And I'm going to continue to do that all around the cup. I don't put it too far. There's really no rhyme or reason to this part here. You just do it because I'm going to come back in again. So if you look, you see here, it's a little bit white still. So what I'm going to do is come back with it, making sure that it's going in the direction that I want it to. And then I can still manipulate it. And now it's covered up. I'm trying to see if I can close some of this light out to maybe see if you guys can see it a little bit better. But that's the wood grain coming along. So all this is hand done. All you need is a brush and some alcohol ink. And again, see right here, this point here is a little bit tricky because now you're at the handle. But please notice, you see I'm still going in the same direction. If you want it to be darker, you just kind of let it dry a little bit first, and then you start brushing it, and it's going to leave those darker lines. So this is what it looks like now. Is now I need to get the inside of this in the handle. I'm trying to this here because normally I would hold this a little bit different because I'm left-handed. Again, I'm going to come and I'm going to try to make sure that that is straight. I'm going to just put it in a long line there and just make sure I get the same direction, but I kind of come outside of it to make sure that it's coming how I want it to be. Now the inside there is done. Now I'm going to take a little bit and I'm going to just put it right here and just kind of, because I want to make sure that the inside of it too is fine. I'm going to flip this up because I need to put some on the inside of this handle as well. I don't know if you guys could see that. but I'm also just going in and just brushing it to make sure. Then on the outside of here, on the handle, I'm going to make sure it's going in the same direction. So I'm putting the same long strips and make sure I pull it in the same direction that I was working. That's how it looks. Don't worry about all that because I can fix all of that. And now I'm going to do the other side. And the same thing I'm going to do is just put a little bit of it on the handle. And make sure that I have it going in the same direction that I had everything else going. So right here, I have a little bit more white that I want to see, so I'm going to go ahead here and just put a little bit more on the places that I want to cover. And some parts of it, when it's dark or whatever, you could just add more ink and manipulate it how you want it. And now I'm going to do the bottom. You can't forget you have to do the bottom here. And then I'm going to come around here. But I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to keep it in the same direction that I want the arm cup to go. So I just let it drop down there, and I'm going to just come with my brush and just get it. Making sure that it's still in the same direction. All right, so this is dry. It's dry to the touch because, like I said, it's alcohol ink, so it dries really, really, really quickly. All right. Now I'm going to do the bottom. All I do for the bottom is really simple. I'm going to take this here, doesn't matter. Like I said, this is dry. So if I try to manipulate that, it's not really going to do anything. But if I want to be able to manipulate it, all I do is just, I put it around in a circle. And then I just start to brush it and come in. I just brush it and come in to manipulate it to come in and cover how I want it to cover. And on these edges down here, sometimes because it was coming down this way here, it's kind of dark. I'm going to add more because remember, if I add more, now I can manipulate how I want it to be. So I can take some of the dark out that I have there. And I'm going to put one more, just so I could get rid of some of that. And just make it look a little bit more. Now my label usually goes on the bottom of that as well. I see just a little teeny piece of white, and I'm going to come back here because I let it dry a little bit, and then I just manipulate it back to come and cover where I wanted it to cover. And that is it. I make sure that I look at the cup and make sure that it is covered all over. So I have my bottom. My label usually goes in the middle, and this is what it looks like. Alright, so now what I would do, even though this is dry, I will go ahead and set it aside. And then once I set it aside, I go outside and I take the triple thick spray and I lightly spray it. And then I would lightly spray it again so that the alcohol ink doesn't start running. And once I have it sprayed, then my next step would be I would turn and then I would decorate it before I epoxy it. But this is it. This is how we do the wood grain. This is just showing you the wood grain, the actual wood grain work. All right, thank you. You have a good day. Please feel free to ask me any questions you have. And please feel free to subscribe. If you want to see how I decorate one of these here, you can feel free to let me know. But the purpose of today was just to basically show you how to do the actual alcohol ink and how to actually use it to get the wood grain look. That was the purpose of today. All right. All right, you have a good day. Bye-bye.